Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War. Their round-based zombies has to be the single best zombies experience to date. And with Black Ops 6 getting closer and closer every day, and I am so hyped, and I don't give two shits about multiplayer, campaign, nothing. All I care about is zombies. And that's not, I traditionally haven't been a zombies player, but zombies is, ever since Cold War, it's like, I mean, I loved zombies growing up, but Cold War really was like, damn, it sunk its teeth into me, and I, like, ever since Cold War came out, I have not uninstalled it off my Xbox. I am always playing it, and I've actually bought Cold War 4 different times on a PlayStation, my Xbox, and 2 different computers, and grinded on all 4 accounts. And so Cold War Zombies especially it's by far the most I've ever played. I mean, like any COD ever. The amazing thing about Cold War was they only had 18 months to create this game. Something like that, I don't know the exact, but Sledgehammer was creating the game, and it was supposed to be a World War II game or something, I think. And they had tons of development issues, and halfway through it, fucking Activision came in and was like, you guys are done. We're going to let Treyarch take over because, I mean, everybody knows Treyarch is the beloved developer. They're the best. And for me personally, Zombies is the main key of that. But I think the coolest thing that they did is they made zombies extremely approachable. Whether you had been playing zombies, since the original, since World at War, or you have never played zombies and you play multiplayer, or never even played COD and you jump into Cold War as your first one, and they did a lot of things that made it so it wasn't near as complicated. And like, you look at Black Ops 4, Black Ops 3, the Easter eggs were fucking insane. To do anything, like especially like Black Ops 3, to turn on the power most of the time, it was like, you gotta look up videos and shit. It's not obvious. It's not just run around the map, unlock doors, get the power on, find Pack-a-Punch, or, do a little thing and get Pack-a-Punch. No, it was literal Easter eggs. Like, you have to do the first quarter of an Easter egg to get Pack-a-Punch unlocked, and that's stupid, dude. And of course the game doesn't explain anything to you. And so, I know there's two sides to that, and there's the people that are looking for that and they love and enjoy that, and then there's everybody else. And it's only really the true hardcore zombies players that love that. But Cold War still has Easter eggs and still has things to do, but it kind of explains how to do it, and I think that is really cool. Like Pack-a-Punch. To get Pack-a-Punch, like, you go in D-Machine, you spawn in, and it starts telling you what to do and giving you arrows. But I don't think that it's a insulting hand-holding type thing where it's too much. There's games where it's too much. They hold your hand and you're just like, I'm basically just holding a remote and watching a movie. Like, it's so easy, there's no point. But yeah, I really like the idea of them explaining to you at least how to turn on the power and get Pack-a-Punch. I think that's awesome, because that's the base of the whole fucking everything we're doing here. You need that. On par with the maps, or speaking of the maps are generally pretty open. So even if you have 4 people, there's at least 4 spots for people to go and train zombies, and there's no limit to, like, there's other maps where, like Kino or something is a amazing map solo, but then you go to get anybody else in there with you and it starts to get real complicated real fast, because there's nowhere for people to go. So it really limits the waves you can get to, because it gets to a point where it's just everybody's trains are mushing together and people are just dying. And so I like the idea of maps being open. There's a lot of room to move, but they're not huge, they're not fucking massive, but they have a good layout and they're well designed. And that, obviously, maps are very important. I don't think that they're necessarily the best maps we've ever had. For me personally, D-Machine and Firebase are 2 of my favorite zombies maps ever. I like Firebase. It's arguably my favorite. I don't know. It's hard to say. But I think that the map design is amazing. I love the idea that zombies, I don't know if it's around 50 or 53 or 48 or whatever it is. It's somewhere around there where they hit a max point where they no longer get faster and they no longer get stronger. And I think that's very important, because you get to a point in any other zombies games where you hit like round 40 and you literally can't use normal guns anymore. You have to use you have to use wonder weapons or traps, and that was pretty much it. Once you hit like round 40, 50, it's just not even worth it to try to use a real gun. So they made it so zombies hit a certain point where they no longer get stronger, and then on top of that they made it so you can triple pack a punch a gun and it gets stronger every time, and then you can also upgrade its rarity from basic all the way up to legendary. And if you get a legendary weapon with tier 3 pack a punch, which you can get by round 30 usually, then you can use whatever gun you're using until the end of time. Until round 400, you know, and I like that the waves don't end. I mean, you could hit a certain point where it, you know, but you can play way longer than any other zombies game. It's not like for example, Black Ops 1, Kino, you hit round like 100 and something, and now the zombies, for whatever reason, it gets glitched and they have insta-kill, and you can kill them in one shot, but it's not designed to be that way, you know what I mean? It's broken, and I get that is actually pretty useful, but I'm just saying it's a lot more well done. You know, it's not near as broken. And on top of the weapons, the zombies not getting stronger, there's the abilities they added, and I could see them being, you know, people either love them or hate them, because if you don't like them, then just don't use them. But it does make the game significantly easier. But it also depends on the ability you choose. You know, the Aether Shroud, I think is what it's called, where you teleport, you know, forward, is very strong, but the Ring of Fire is ridiculously strong as well. Those are the two best in my opinion. And the Ring of Fire is much more like a skill based, where you got to know the time to use it, and if you don't use it correctly, you will just end up accidentally, you know, dying. But the Aether Shroud is the opposite, where it doesn't give you any power, but it will literally save your life, like instantly. You can completely screw up and just teleport out of it, and then you turn invisible, and now zombies can't see you for like 10 seconds or whatever. So it gives you plenty of time to recover, and those kind of abilities give new players much more of a fighting chance, you know, especially against the mini bosses and stuff that, you know, a normal person is going to be like, what the fuck? Especially D-Machine, you know, those things, the thing that splits into two and that has a stupid amount of health. Yeah, it's helpful to have abilities, for sure. And if you don't like them, you don't have to use them. There's nothing forcing you to use them. To level your guns in zombies, it's a much more relaxed environment compared to Warzone and multiplayer and these modes that, you know, much more hardcore and can be much more taxing. And since everything is all linked together now, yeah, you can run zombies and still be leveling up stuff for the actual game modes that you want to play if you don't like zombies. But it's a good way to get a little break and still play the game, but it's completely different gameplay and level up all your stuff. There's no stress. It's, you know, it is really cool. Multiplayer has always been my thing, but in Cold War I played zombies more than multiplayer, and then I would, you know, a new gun would come out and I'd max it out in zombies and then go play it multiplayer, get it gold or whatever. It's a fun, you know, it keeps it all connected and it's really cool. I think that's, you know, it's very enjoyable. Lastly, on the making it approachable to everybody, if you don't like normal round-based zombies, there is other modes, like Outbreak came out in this mode, open world zombies, like basically zombies on Warzone maps, which is pretty cool. Or not Warzone maps, I mean, pretty much. I mean, you get what I'm saying. Massive, I mean, huge maps that you go around, do quests, there's certain things you do, there's bosses, there's, you know, very open, and that's what led to the Modern Warfare 3, I can't remember what it's called. I haven't even played it because that's not my thing. Round-based is what I want. But it was the beginning of, you know, them changing zombies in Modern Warfare 3. But then there's also the Onslaught mode, which is zombies on multiplayer modes, which is kind of finicky in the sense of it puts you have to stay in this like circle thing. And I mean, you don't have to stay in it, but if you don't, then it's like doesn't count or something. I can't quite remember. I played it a lot when it first came out and then kind of slowed down on it, but it's a fun mode. I mean, it's a good, and I like the idea of, you know, the more options the better. Give us more things to do, more things to try, and I think that's really cool. So if you don't like normal round base, there's a couple more options, and at least one of those three has got to sound enticing, at least a little bit to you. Our next part is they changed a lot of things, a lot of little things, just to make your life a little bit easier. And it's a lot of, I mean, there's a couple things that it's like, yeah, why was this not changed before? Like the getting a max ammo and you don't have to reload your weapon. I'm pretty sure it was Cold War was the game to do that, unless I'm being dumb. It was Black Ops 4 was the first one. I can't quite remember, but at least I know in Cold War you know you run into a max ammo and it completely gives you all your armor or your ammo back. You don't have to reload. That's very nice. Same thing with Carpenter. They made Carpenter forever has been pretty much useless because it's only good for like, and it's not even that good. It's good for like 200 points or whatever, and then it re-barricades all the barriers. But for most of the time you're playing zombies, you don't want the barriers rebuilt because it just slows the game down and makes them spawn kind of weird. So it's better. It was always better to just not pick up Carpenter because it's not worth it. But now it completely gives you all your armor back. You can have up to 3 tiers of armor, which is really cool. That's something I should have said for making things easier, giving people armor or more approachable. Not make. I mean, they did make it easier. They made the game easier, but they also made it harder. I like that they made it so you can pass your mystery box to other people. So you can, you know, I get a gun and I already have 2 legendaries and there's a legendary pops up, but it's not the one I wanted. I can knife it and it allows it so other people can pick it up. That's really cool. Just a little thing, little, you know, things to make your life easier. It's like kills can't be stolen. I think that's awesome. So if you put 1 bullet into a zombie and then leave it, and then some other guy comes up and does all the other damage, you still get the points as if you killed the zombie, and they get the points too as if they killed the zombie, just like multiplayer where it splits it, you know. And I think that's awesome. It's such a small thing, but because I mean we all know playing OG World at War Black Ops Zombies is the most fucking annoying thing when someone comes up and starts taking your window and you're like, bro, I'm literally standing here waiting for them to come up so I can knife them and they're just over there shooting them and shit. It's very annoying. So if someone's doing that, you can at least put a couple bullets in them and then still get the points for it, which is very nice. You can pause the game in a multiplayer game. I don't know about online like with random people, but I know if you're in a private match or with friends or, you know, solo, of course, you can pause the game, and that's never been a thing before. So like when you're Easter egg hunting, you can pause the game, or someone can go eat dinner, you can pause the game, and it is a very nice thing. It always sucked back in the day. You'd have to, like, you know, I'm sitting down to play zombies and I cannot do anything until it's done. I can't even go to the bathroom until I die because it just seemed goofy, you know. And so it's a small thing they changed. Definitely needed changed. I really enjoy the idea of being able to pick your starting weapon, which goes with the multiplayer, like Black Ops 3 and 4 and stuff. You would start with the pistol, obviously, and then you could go to upgrade your weapons. You had to get it out of the mystery box or find it on the wall, which could be very fucking annoying if you're trying to get one certain gun and you have like a 1 in 40 chance of getting it and you just never get it, or you get it and then you die 3 rounds later and you're like, dude, oh my god, I just want to fucking max this gun out. The fact that you can just start with it and you start and it's a little bit weaker than all the other guns, but I mean it's not a huge deal. By round 30, literally you can have your gun completely maxed out, and you could almost, if you're in solo, for me, I can almost have the second one. I mean, I can have the second one fully pack-a-punch maxed out. I just can't. It doesn't drop enough salvage to get it all the way to legendary, but it's close. I really enjoy the fact that you can pick your starting weapon, and the characters, you can pick your own character, and I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I really did like having 4 set characters, and it just made it seem like it was its own experience. I get why they did where they make it you can pick any character you want, but I would prefer them to go back to the 4. But yeah, obviously it's a very small thing. It's not a huge deal. And then lastly, they changed things. I know in Black Ops 4 it was still a thing where you could upgrade your perks and stuff, but they definitely revised it and made it way better in this one. It doesn't feel like tacked on or anything. Like, it feels like there's actually a reason to keep playing and to try to get to really high rounds and stuff, because you get those Ethereum crystals or whatever they're called, and there's 3 rarities of them, but the higher rounds you get more of them, And same thing with exfilling. Exfilling is pretty cool, but I mean, it's not something I do very much. I usually just get to like 30 or 40 and then I just let myself die because I've been playing for an hour or two and I'm getting bored. The things that they added and or overhauled, like the mini bosses, I really enjoy the mini bosses, especially like Firebase Z. You have the Mangler and the oh, what's the other one? God, I can't think of it. But those two mini bosses are cool. And then you have the one, you know, you have the mini boss, and then you have the giant bosses, like at the end of the Easter eggs, and you kill the big boss, and it ends the Easter egg, and I think that is really cool. That's a really fun idea. That was something like World at War, Black Ops 3 custom maps. People would do, you know, you do all this shit, this Easter egg, and then at the end of the Easter egg, you summon a boss, and you kill the boss, and it ends it, and the whole point is to try to get there as quickly as possible, you know, beat the boss at round 20 or whatever. The perks and abilities, you know, like I said, you can upgrade them, but I like how it adds a whole new form of progression, and again, stuff to work towards, just like your guns, just like your player level. You need to upgrade your perks, and you need to upgrade your abilities, you need to upgrade your weapons other than the level. Like, you can go through and upgrade, so like you can make it so you have 10 attachments on a gun, make it so you have a Bowie knife attached to the gun or whatever, and then make it so they reload faster or have better range or more damage or whatever. And there's only, I think there's only 5 tiers of upgrades per upgrade, but I mean, there's a good amount of upgrades. And I don't know, I like the system. It definitely is not perfect, and I hope in Black Ops 6 they do more to it and make it more, I don't even know, but it is a very good, it is much better than Black Ops 4, and it's better than, you know, any other zombies. The progression is great. Where you have to go every like 5-10 rounds or whatever it is and go defend one of your power outputs or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and you have to, these waves or hordes of zombies, like massive hordes, come in, and you have to sit there and defend them, and then you can call in kill streaks, and that shit is all really cool. The fact that they allow you to buy kill streaks, the zombies dropping tacticals and lethals, I think is really cool. In the fact that you can use tacticals and lethals. Again, same thing like the guns, they're usable up until the end of time. You could be on round 400 and throw a grenade at zombies and it'll still kill them. Each map being completely unique, they all have their own little things about them. The ether, or you know, the waves, or the mixing of all the maps. The map that, I think it's the final map that has the arcade, that is really fucking cool. Like, they did a lot of, each map has its completely own unique properties, you know, that you do this map, you know you're gonna have to deal with this, but it's not like a pain in the ass. It's a cool, fun, you know, I enjoy it. I think it's cool. I think they made the map stand apart more than, you know, other zombies games. That's the sum of it. Cold War, Black Ops 6 better be the closest it can be to Cold War. And if they change a few things, you know, there's things they could change, like the characters. I wouldn't mind if they made it so it was 4 set characters, and if they made a starting weapon, a starting weapon, so you can't choose whatever you want. That's not the end of the world. It is definitely, it would be, in my opinion, a step back, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. But Black Ops 6, I really, really hope is very similar to Cold War. I hope to keep the salvage system, the money, the weapon leveling, the upgrades. I think that it all is damn near perfect for what we've seen so far, at least. So all that being said, I know what you guys are thinking. You guys like Cold War? It's one of your favorites? You guys hate it? I have not talked to somebody that says Cold War is bad. Zombies. I've only heard people praising it, but you know, I don't know. I guess I don't know many true hardcore fucking zombies players. I know lots of people that have played it and loved it and enjoyed it since the dawn of zombies, but I don't know many people that were like Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, you know, super into the Easter eggs and stuff. I'd be curious, if you are, to know what you think about Cold War. If it was something that you're like, no, this is too easy, because it definitely is easier, but there is things about it that are harder, like the mini bosses and stuff. So, I don't know, just let me know. And until next time.